Vergara. Is it a thing? We've been talking about this morning. Is this a publicationship between Sofia Vergara and Tom Brady? Is it real? They've been seen on a yacht together with other celebrities, but the tabloids say that he wanted to sit next to her, and they've been seen on another yacht together with other celebrities.
It's a little of column A, a little column B. Some tabloids say it is real, and then TMZ's like, no, it's not real. I mean, look.
It could be. What do they know? They're not in his bedroom.
The story.
You know what I mean? I mean, you don't know everything, TMZ. They could be doing it right now.
Okay.
What time
I don't
is
need
it
that
in
mental
Spain?
image,
Okay,
please.
6 hours. Okay.
I don't mind it.
Tom Brady? Okay. Hey,
they're two very attractive human beings.
She is very attractive. He's not my type. Okay, moving on. What I was going to say is,
you're thinking about it. That's why you're losing your train of thought, because you're thinking of them. See,
just Sophia.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Oh my gosh, he's dorky. I'll say that.
There's something that happened to him in like the last year where I'm like, I don't know, he's doing something different. Anyway. What I was going to say is whether or not they're actually doing it matters not to me, even though we're all distracted by it. It's more about like, why would they be suggesting that these two are dating right now? It has something to do either with him or her. And I thought this was interesting when the story came up. It brought up the fact that we just got done talking about her. You'll remember last week trying to get over to Lauren and Jeff's wedding, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like we're getting a lot of chatter about what Sofia Vergara is up to. That doesn't, because I've been around the blind so much, doesn't just tend to randomly happen. There's usually a reason. So I would just say probably watch this space, and we're probably, Mike, you might already know the answer to all these questions, but there might just be something else we'll be paying attention to with her coming soon.
I looked at her IMDb. And she's not doing anything. She's doing like a voice for an animated thing. But she hasn't done anything really since Griselda.
But maybe there's a business thing. I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah, project-wise, she doesn't have a lot going on.
I would just say, and we'll discuss it a little further because it ties into another blind item here in a bit. But I would just say the blind items that I've seen suggest, because if you read that TMZ article, they could just be doing it.
They're just having fun.
This could just be an actual summer fling, summer romance.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think either of them are in a position where publicationshipping is something they need.
And he's not going to publicationship with her for a number of reasons, I wouldn't think. But I do think publicationship, again, I'm just talking about it in the sense of two people together for pictures and clicks.
Yeah, don't forget about us.
But if you're on a yacht with 17 A-listers and you just happen to want to hook up with one of them and you sit next to each other, I mean, there's that.
You might put your hand on her leg under the table.
It was TMZ that said this is just a summer fling. They're not actually dating. That call came from inside the house.
Exactly.
So,
which means they know that the story's out there, which means they're probably putting the story out there. Can I just take it one step further into the blinds? And I know we don't have a lot of time to necessarily go there, but I do want you all who pay very close attention to the blinds and have for years know that Tom Brady was also on a yacht with Dakota Johnson and Kate Hudson last week. And the very yacht that he was on was owned by a guy named Mohammed Al-Turki. And Mohammed Al-Turki is somebody that a lot of people who've been swimming around the blinds for years know, connected to all sorts of celebrities, usually for the wrong reasons. It allegedly deals with like drugs and stuff, but he was like allegedly besties with Zac Efron. All I'm saying is when I learned that that's the boat that they were on, I was like,
whoa,
pay attention.
Yep.
So I don't know what that means. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot going on right now, presumably because, without sounding too conspiratorial, it's summer in the Mediterranean and there are a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, I guess they're just being very European and not working. I'm like, how can they? Isn't anybody doing anything?
Not this time of year. I feel like they're not doing anything till now, Labor Day.
Okay.
Do you see who else was on that particular yacht? Another one of Tom Brady's exes, Irina Shayk.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, you're absolutely publicationship exes.
Exactly. Now that makes sense. That's a publicationship that makes sense. Irina Shayk needed that publicity. Tom Brady in a position now with his 1 year into a 10-year $350 million broadcasting contract. And obviously, Sofia Vergara is doing just fine for herself. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully, they're just having a good time. Those kids are just knocking boots.
When I see all these photos, though, I do get very like, okay, what are we like?
Yeah.
It's like, when you're seeing something that matters, but you haven't quite, put all the puzzle pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
Or the tabloids could just be getting those pictures and then creating stories around them. There's that.
We know
Because
nothing about that
definitely-
because this is Blinded by the Item. We deal in truth, and only
Obviously.
truth.
Oh.
Facts.
And of course, I think there's
Yeah.
actually a disclaimer telling you that that's not true because I have to legally say that. Let's get into the blind items today as we will jump into some of these juicy bits of gossip with the names left out. We're going to start with this one here. Unfortunately for him, it's making the rounds once again. You remember that time when this three-named actor who has starred as the lead on multiple hit TV shows talked about crushing on a very underage A- list solo and in a group singer. The actor was in his 40s at the time.
Oh,
Just creepy.
No.
It's making the rounds once again. That time when this three-named actor who has starred as the lead in multiple hit TV shows was talking about crushing on a very underage A- list singer solo and in a group. The actor was in his 40s at the time.
are we more likely to know him or her?
You're more likely to know both. Both these
Okay.
individuals have about the same amount of fame.
And multiple TV shows?
Yeah. Three-named actors starred in multiple hit TV shows.
It's not probably.
Starred as the lead in multiple hit TV shows,
Is
as it says
he
here.
foreign born?
I don't believe so. Let me
Okay.
just check to be sure. It wasn't included. I don't believe. Nope.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of any three-named actor.
Mm-hmm.
Three-name actor, hit television shows, crushing on a very underage A- list singer, solo, and a group.
I don't know why the name James is coming up, but it's not James.
There is no James in this individual's name.
That was just my psychic
Let's
feeling.
see.
I'm feeling the letter J. Okay.
Okay.
How about
There is a J in one of these individuals' names.
Oh. Okay.
It's interesting. You're feeling the letter J.
Oh.
Okay. Well, my guess is
So
the
she has a
singers are
J?
gone.
You keep
He?
adding pronouns
He?
when they're not
They?
Someone has a J, yes.
They have a J.
He has a J.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Okay. So, ew.
Is it a One
What?
Directioner?
No.
Okay. Solo in a group.
But the three-named actor is a male?
Yep.
Oh.
And the
Okay.
A- list singer solo in a group also is a male.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
And that's the one who's associated with a J that somehow popped into your head.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let's let that intuition go. Come on.
It's making the rounds once again. You remember that story where this three-named actor who has starred as the lead in multiple hit TV shows talked about crushing on a very underage A- list singer solo and in a group.
Is
The
it a
actor was-
Jonas? Nick?
Jonas? Some three-named old guy was creeping on Nick Jonas?
Okay. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh my God. If it was Robert Downey Jr., I was going to be really upset.
Okay.
I mean, I'll still be upset probably, but okay.
Just leave those
Let's see.
other blinds off to the side
Big-
right now, and you bring his name up. Three-named
Okay. It's tripping me up.
Okay, let's talk
Hit
about the
TV
shows.
shows.
Hit TV shows. Are these sitcoms?
One of them was.
One of them was a sitcom. It's not 2.5 Men.
Nope.
Okay. It's a big early 2000s sitcom.
A little later than that.
2010s.
Yep.
Whoa, network sitcom?
I guess mid-aughts into the 20 teens.
Okay, so was it a network?
It was a network television show, yeah.
Was
This individual also had a hit show much earlier before this,
like in the 80s?
late 80s into the early 90s, where he also was the lead as a youngster,
Whoa.
Oh, as a youngster.
Whoa.
both on the show and he was pretty young for his profession as well.
Neil Patrick
Oh,
Harris?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Okay,
According
what
to-
is so bizarre about that is in my head the whole time I'm like, who's Doogie Howser?
Yeah.
It's
But I
Doogie
couldn't
Howser.
think because I was like, doesn't he have three names?
You got it. According to the blind items, unfortunately for Neil Patrick Harris, this story's making the rounds once again. You remember when he talked? I don't
know this. Do we know this?
In 2015, he went on the Wendy Williams show of all shows and was just talking about the fact of how hot Nick Jonas was at a point in his life when he shouldn't have felt Nick Jonas was so hot.
Yeah.
And someone did the math and figured out when he was talking. He was like 12 or 13 at the time.
No.
I'm just telling you, that's what happened on the Wendy Williams show.
I thought maybe it was like he just didn't know he was 18 or something, or just like 17.
Yeah, that story's making the rounds again.
Oh.
Okay, missed that story. And also...
No. What are you... Oh.
Yeah. Just kind of fill it in there. But again, Neil Patrick Harris has that story making the rounds once again when he talked about crushing on a very, very young Nick Jonas. The actor was in his 40s at the time. Creepy.
How old is Neil Patrick Harris now?
Neil Patrick Harris is 52.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The magic thing is what throws me with him. And I feel like he's come up in the blinds as not always a very nice person.
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't realize that Nick Jonas was so young right now.
Well, he talked about this when Nick Jonas, when he was 10,
like 10 years ago.
He was
right?
10 years ago.
Early 20s.
So Neil Patrick Harris was 42, talking about when he was watching Nick Jonas, when Nick Jonas just got going with the Jonas Brothers. Right. And it was like, yeah, I'll let you watch the interview because it's, I think he does regret making those comments, obviously. Let's do it.
Let's go with that one.
Let's go to that one and move on to another one. Let's go, I don't know, this direction. The reason we are seeing the battle of contradicting headlines right now is because the award-winning showrunner wants to bring her own choice in and is dumping on the current host every chance she gets. It's getting to the bullying level of mean right now. That current host is just trying to combat the narrative and failing at that. She is going to bail out of pure exhaustion. I think you guys might know where this is going, but let's just do it one more time. Yeah. The reason we're seeing the battle of contradicting headlines right now is because the award-winning showrunner wants to bring in her own choice and is dumping on the current host every chance she gets. It's getting to the bullying level of mean at this point. The current host is trying to combat the narrative and failing at that. She is going to bail out of exhaustion.
Well, I mean, this has got to be Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But how do you have that much power as a showrunner? I know that, like, I know that she has Emmys and that she's done a great job, but when you're Kelly Clarkson, don't you have the power just to go, I'm not putting up with this?
Well, up against a network, maybe not so much.
Weird. I mean, it's just like...
I mean, I think it's probably a case of we don't realize how much power those people have because we never talk about them.
Yeah.
But she has come up time and time again in terms of, you know, because of her previous successes, probably being afforded a certain amount of
power.
Yeah.
Alex Duda, by the way, is the name of the individual who's the showrunner for the Kelly Clarkson show. Those previous successes come in the form of the Steve Harvey show, the Tyra Banks show. She was behind both of those, won multiple Emmys, and that's where all this drama is being tied to. According to the blind item, the battle of contradicting headlines, if you've looked right now, I mean, just Google Kelly Clarkson. You're going to see negative. You're going to see positive. There's stories about Kelly. Recently, she just had a People article coming out saying the last thing she wanted to do was cancel the opening weekend of her shows.
Yeah.
She says, it's the last thing I wanted to do. Obviously, I didn't have another choice with how my voice was feeling. At the same time, there's a Daily Mail article that somebody made the call on that's saying her crew behind her back are referring to her as Flake.
Okay.
Because she's been so flaky when it comes to working and doing things around the show right now. So that story came from somewhere.
There really is this battle because I've also, and didn't we talk about this yesterday, maybe not on Blinded, that they were putting out there like she's dealing with some serious battles.
Yeah.
But then there was no indication of what those battles were, almost as if to shame readers.
Yeah, like,
for criticizing her last minute cancellation.
Like,
and
listen.
It's like, why are you trying so hard? I mean, I don't know. If you hadn't said anything, I would have just said, well, that's an artist being an artist. And it probably is medical or, you know, something that was beyond their control. And also that residency is supposed to kick up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Meaning like after the first cancellation.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Friday and Saturday of last week. The first shows will now be tomorrow and Saturday.
So it's not like
it was
it's
just
not
a
like
show.
Adele.
It wasn't like I'm canceling the whole thing. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was vocal rest. Like
That's what she claimed. Yep.
Didn't she have vocal cord surgery? Or
I start to worry when I see stories like she's, dealing with some serious, like what's with all of this, trying to plant stories to make, people feel guilty about it. She's just let her start it up and people will forget in 5 minutes.
That's right.
Unless there's something more.
Speaking of something more, this B-list model continues to be one of the holdovers after the big wedding. The talent agencies and production companies have been writing out fat checks ahead of an upcoming show, but they hit the jackpot. Nobody anticipated that the model would actually hook up with this soon-to-be single foreign-born A-list franchise actor, but that's exactly what happened. This B-list model continues to be one of the holdovers from the big wedding. The talent agencies and production companies have been writing out fat checks ahead of an upcoming show, but they hit the jackpot. Nobody anticipated that the model would actually hook up with this soon-to-be single foreign-born A-list franchise actor.
Okay, I kind of think I know that this is involving Orlando Bloom.
That's the second part.
But is the first part is not Arena Shake.
No.
But I don't, so I'm like not clear on what the checks.
She's like a B-list model?
B-list model, but B-list model continues to be one of the holdovers after the wedding.
So the Jeff Bezos wedding.
Yes, the talent agencies and production companies have been writing out fat checks ahead of an upcoming show.
Oh,
but they hit the jackpot because nobody anticipated she'd hook up with Orlando Bloom.
Okay.
What's the show?
What happened?
Is it a competition model show?
Nope.
She's acting.
Nope.
She's wrestling.
She's cooking.
Well, she might be. She's just being herself.
Oh, so it's
a
reality
show? Oh, Brooks Nader?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Brooks Nader.
Brooks Nader continues to be one of the holdovers after the big wedding. If you just, again, Google her name and see, she's recently gone on a secret, not a secret, but I think that they said like a quiet girls date with Lauren Sanchez Bezos. Okay, she is so tied to this wedding, and her name is in so many headlines. And guess what? Peek behind the curtain. The show Love Thy Nader debuts in a week.
God, this is the worst.
Love Thy Nader. I mean, it's kind of awesomely bad.
So let me finish filling in the blind item, then we'll explore this beautiful potential publicationship. But the talent agencies and production companies have been writing out big checks to keep Brooks Nader's name in the headlines before this upcoming Hulu show. But they hit the jackpot because nobody anticipated that Brooks Nader would actually hook up with Orlando Bloom. But the blind items are leading us to believe that they did.
Well, it's clearly showing on their faces because Page Six had a whole article about Katie and Orlando sitting at lunch together somewhere in the Mediterranean, I think Italy, like scowling at each other over lunch. So clearly he's moved on.
I mean,
I think they were just looking
like she was on the yacht
face.
And they showed her doing this, which no one can see me that's listening on the radio right now, but she had her hand over her forehead like, oh, I'm stressed. But it could be that the sun is in her eyes.
Yeah, or she
for
had
a
an
moment
itch.
she had an itch.
Orlando apparently has an itch.
Yeah.
Brooks Nader is scratching.
Ew. I think Brooks Nader should get together with Tom Brady. That's more his style.
They did.
Oh. They did.
Let's remind everybody, again,
wait.
I wanted to step back into this publicationship and dig into what a Brooks Nader is, because you may remember she, of course, is a swimsuit model, SI swimsuit model.
I didn't know who she was before Dancing with the Stars.
Nobody did, which is why we got the publicationship of Tom Brady and Brooks Nader 2 months before Dancing with the Stars, which,
and
by
then
the way,
she was going out with Gleb.
Dancing with the Stars
maybe
aired on
ABC.
Then she, like you said, went into a new publicationship with Gleb from Dancing with the Stars, her coach. They got tattoos that we never actually saw because it never actually happened. They broke up.
Yeah.
And now she has a reality show coming to Hulu owned by
ABC.
It's all together. It's all beautiful how we just play this publicationship game with Brooks Nader.
When are they announcing the next crop of Dancing with the Stars?
That has
question.
become a great show for publicity.
Yeah.
It used to be just like we're the C-list people, and you're like, oh my God.
No, this is a
terrible.
rehab machine.
It's pretty
It's an
great.
ABC rehab machine.
Yeah.
We do know, because isn't Steve Irwin's son, I thought he was one of the first names we got announced.
That sounds familiar.
Oh, yes.
So it's got to be coming soon.
Yeah.
Okay, well, watch
Robert
this space.
Irwin, Alex Earl, I think have been confirmed so
boy.
far.
Oh,
And
the podcaster?
yeah.
Wow.
The one that had the fallout with Alex Cooper. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see. I think those are the only maybe names we've tied so far to it.
That's going to bring a lot of people.
Dancing with the Stars is a great laundry facility for
So true.
actors and celebrities who need to come back.
Tom Sandoval needs to go
Maybe-
on there.
Didn't he wasn't on there?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He's been on
Well, I'm surprised.
Traitors and
Maybe that's what I'm
Special
thinking.
Forces.
Special Forces, where he's really gotten a chance to
I
show.
would like to have, let's see, who else do we need right now?
I mean, it's not about the dancing anymore because they put people on there that are literally professional dancers.
Well, and
Like
girl,
Brooks
everything is
Nader
decided.
was a dancer.
I mean, allegedly, if you believe the blinds, everything is decided long in advance.
Okay.
You guys got that blind item.
Woof!
Well done.
Yay.
Let's
Are you proud
stay.
of us?
You know I am. I'm always proud of you too.
Proud of
Let's
you.
stay over in Europe on some beautiful vacations.
I would like
because
to.
this rapper / YouTuber is trying to convince everyone that he has moved on from his A-minus list singing actress X to this B-list rapper. We would believe it if he wasn't just stalking said X and following her around all of Europe during her vacation.
What?
So this rapper / YouTuber is trying to convince everyone that he has moved on from this A-minus list singing actress X, I should say. So she's an actress who sings and an X to this individual. And he's trying to make us believe that he's moved on to this B-list rapper. We would maybe believe it if he wasn't just stalking that X all around Europe during her vacation.
That's disturbing.
Is this Taika Waititi?
It is not.
Stop it.
I just really thought maybe
You thought, no, you didn't.
Rita Ora.
Okay.
Nope. Taika Waititi is not a rapper / YouTuber.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So we have a rapper / YouTuber who is the
I don't
X
know any
of-
rapper YouTubers, do I?
You know one, and it's this one.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Chet
Okay.
Hanks?
Stop it.
No. You're not
He
going to...
is a rapper.
He does not have a YouTube channel.
Well, of course he does. Where he's shirtless?
Let's think of our A-minus list actresses who sing,
Okay.
who have maybe had some trouble with
Lindsay.
their rapper / YouTuber partners. Not Lindsay.
Well, yeah, she's married to that billionaire. Okay.
Uh,
Who've had
not
troubles?
They've had troubles. They're FBR, and for those who are just joining,
We talk about them a lot.
their fame to blind ratio. It means their fame level, their blind mentions, blinded or in the blind items mentions are far higher than their level of fame.
Okay.
This sounds vaguely familiar, but so this, I feel like we're going to more likely know
The
her?
actress is what you're going to know the most.
Yeah.
She's a
And
very young A-minus list singing actress.
singing actress. Was she famous for a TV show?
No.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yes, actually, she was.
Oh, okay. So was it like a Nickelodeon show?
She had a TV show. I believe it was either Nickelodeon or Disney
Okay.
with her
Okay.
sister.
Yep.
Or I think, yeah.
Halle Bailey.
There you go.
DDG.
Oh,
There you go.
yes.
And do you know who he's
Oh.
apparently with now?
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't think you guys are going to get Sexy Red, but he's apparently with
Oh.
Sexy Red.
See, he seemed to be not the greatest guy.
Yeah.
Whenever we heard about like Halle Bailey, we wanted her to elevate herself to someone who wasn't. I don't remember the stuff he was doing, but we were like, no.
Was he violent?
Well, she feels the same way, which is why she got a restraining order against
Yes.
him and wanted him to be nowhere near their kids. Now, I will say later on, he actually filed a restraining order against her for the same
Okay.
There was
thing,
some
not
toxic-
wanting her to leave the country with their child.
Oh,
I
sure.
believe that one was thrown out, and they did come to an agreement on the other one. But according to the blind items, DDG is making us all believe, or wanting us all to believe, that he has moved on from Halle Bailey with Sexy Red. Problem is, We'd
He's
believe it
following her
if he
around.
wasn't stalking her with Sexy Red all across Europe. Because if you follow their social media,
hey, do you want to go to Barcelona? Why? I don't know. Just I'm having a
Everyone's
feeling
there.
everybody's there right now.
Hey, do you want to go to Mallorca? Why? Everyone's there.
Haley snaps a picture with her current boyfriend, because I think she's with somebody now too, and it's like, hey, this is where we're at. 2 weeks later, that's where he and Sexy Red are
Why
at.
would you go along with that if you're
It's
Sexy
bizarre.
Red? You just
'cause
don't
maybe
know.
she's not paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Unlike our listeners who listen to us every Monday through Friday on the radio on myTalk, or they download us wherever they get their podcasts, like and subscribe and leave a review. Thank you. Or they've liked us and subscribed us and gotten us very close, but we need to be a little closer to 5,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. It's called
Blinded by the Item.
Bah!
Blinded by the item.